Number 2 on the Unit 1 review guide, I asked you to find the limit as x approaches -2 of this function right here. So just like the last one, I'm going to try to plug -2 in directly and see what happens. And I'm just going to do this in my head real quick. If I plug in -2, -2 squared is 4, plus 2 times -2 is -4. And I end up getting 4 plus -4, which gives me 0 in the numerator. If I plug -2 into the denominator, I'll get 4 plus -8 plus 4, and I'll end up getting 0 in the bottom. This is a really important situation. It's going to come back up later in the year. So it's always important to recognize when something is 0 over 0, and to also never put an equal sign here, because the limit does not equal 0 over 0. That's what happens when you plug it in, and now we have to do some work to find the limit. So please, please, please do not put an equal sign there. This also does not mean that the limit does not exist. It just means that we might have a hole here or something, so we've got to do some work to figure it out. And usually that requires some factoring, if possible, to start with. So this looks like it factors nicely. Let's see what happens. I can take an x out in the numerator. X squared plus 4x plus 4 factors to x plus 2 times x plus 2, also known as x plus 2 squared. All right, now the square root of something squared will cancel, but we also know that a negative value squared and a positive value squared give me the same value. So when I unsquare it, or I take the square root of it, I will get, two possible solutions. I need to remember my plus or minus sign. Alright, so now I've got a bit of a situation. I have a positive value and a negative value that this could be. So I could have x times x plus 2 over positive x plus 2, which cancels out and gives me x. Or I may have, right up here, x plus 2, the negative sign. In that case, I'm going to get a negative x. Sorry. Alright, so here's possibility number 1, and here's possibility number 2. And it's going to depend on whether I'm coming from the left or the right side of this function. But let's see what happens when we plug in the limit, because we know that the limit from the left and the limit from the right need to be the same. Alright, so if I'm approaching x equals -2 from this side, I'm going to get -2. If I'm approaching x from this side, I'm going to get -2, which is +2. What's the problem here? I'm getting two different answers. We know that if the limit from the left does not equal the limit from the right, the limit does not exist. If you were to graph this, which you won't be able to do because you don't have a calculator, but it does a little jump at -2. So we know that the limit does not exist that way also.